Hello and welcome to the Flourishing Introvert Talks with me, Jo Rawbone. This is the podcast that celebrates the natural gifts of introverts so that we can flourish in all situations. Episode 279, Grow at Your Own Pace. I've said it many times before and I'll no doubt say it again. Humans are hardwired to grow and develop, but with that truth comes pressure and a side order of misunderstanding. There's pressure to be further ahead, more successful, better placed. And whilst this pressure doesn't shout in our face like a sergeant major or a drill sergeant, the pace being set appears to be uniform. But we are not uniform or standard. So unless we catch ourselves, we can often feel like we're already behind before the first cup of coffee of the day. Whilst there's no shouting for most of us, the expectations about the pace we should grow at hums along underneath pretty much everything we do. Damn those shitty shoulds. I should be doing more. I should be developing faster. They're doing better than me, which must mean I'm not enough. Just like tinnitus, it sings in our ears non-stop until we subconsciously internalise it, and it's both demoralising and damn distracting. This episode, then, is my permission slip. No, more than that, it's my recommendation that you grow at your own pace and intentionally. So what leads us to this point? After all, we're bright, competent and responsible people. So on one level, it makes no sense. For me, it happened when I began to understand how I was different. I was quieter, more reflective, less outgoing, more sensitive, less competitive. And so my search began. But as I know now, I wasn't always looking in the right place. As a lifelong learner, I was hungry for tools, templates, and a map or guidebook that would show me the way. I signed up for courses, bought so many books from the self-help aisle, and followed those who claimed to know the way and were offering to share their blueprint. And of course, they did know the way. It was their way, the way that worked for them. I look back and chuckle at my naivety and how I honestly expected what worked for them, someone very different in temperament and intentions, to be the way I should go. There it is again, that shitty should sneaking in under our radar. And may I just remind us all that a blueprint is a detailed and technical plan for architectural and engineering projects. They create cookie cutters and were never intended for human growth projects. And if we think this is the answer, just be aware that it's akin to devolving your power and personal agency. You are entrusting your own development to someone who knows nothing about you and who you've probably never even met. And I get it. Because for a while it felt safer for me to do that, especially as I was so caught up in not enoughness. So how could I be expected to claw my way out of the paper bag prison I'd created? You may try endlessly to pour yourself into someone else's map of the world, knowing it doesn't feel right. But we're encouraged to persevere. When we ask a question, it's often perceived as though we're challenging their authority and attempting to blow their straw house down. Ironic, isn't it? We trust the judgment and value the wisdom of a stranger whilst simultaneously discounting our own wisdom, lived experience and strengths. Trust the process, we're told over and over, even though the process wasn't designed with the likes of us in mind. It was designed to create mini-me's. I was once told that I was uncoachable because I didn't do what they said I should. Damn, there's another should. And might I add that the person clearly didn't know what professional coaching is. Well, F that and tough love incoming. Don't do that. Don't follow blindly. keep your spidey senses switched on and check in with yourself more often. You do know what you need to do if you just trust yourself and enlist the right supporters to accompany you on your journey. But the environment we're living in values speed over consideration, rewards certainty over humility, and if it's not working for you, you're not trying hard enough. So we give ourselves a hard time finding evidence that we really are not enough. Growing up in this bias towards the extrovert ideal can create a level of compliance that simply strengthens the bias. Our compliance reflex, where we follow the rules driven in large part by our desire to minimise conflict, means we collude with their expectations. We play by their rules, even though we'd rather not be in their game. So what's the alternative? I found mine whilst studying for my MSc in Change Agent Skills and Strategies. Yep, a course and qualification junkie, but these days from informed choice, not FOMO. My alternative came in the shape of the Boyatsis and McKee intentional change model. It underpins every development course and session I run with my clients, be they individual or corporate clients. The starting point is who and where do I want to be, not where others think I should be. And there's another shitty should. Are you counting? Anyway, this starting point is not just wishy-washy dreaming or grasping another's dreams as though they were your own. This is intention-fueled and purpose-led. The first step is followed by an honest appraisal of what they call the real self, the where I am now. This includes the strengths I'll be building on and any discernible patterns in behaviour, like self-limiting beliefs. This allows us to move on to the third step, where you establish the gap between the ideal self and real self in order to build your own learning agenda, one that develops your required and desired capacities rather than following a formulaic tick box approach. This is where the temptation to grasp a quick fix packaged as a universal panacea becomes strong. Your own unique plan will have the right rhythm for your circumstances and your energy. That's a big part of why it works and why blueprinted, fast-paced templates don't. Then it's all about the experimentation and practice. Life is one big experiment after all. My preference is to always start small so it's both sustainable and confidence building, because we know confidence comes from doing, not from waiting. And because this is a series of experiments, there will be lots of learning to be had. And that doesn't mean we're failing. We're learning what works for us as well as what doesn't. At its heart, this model invites people to find resonant relationships and choose who walks with you on your journey. Fortunately, independence and growing your way doesn't mean isolation. It's about having a conscious network of the right people who keep us on track when the way is steeper or the terrain more difficult. Their wise counsel and supportive challenging reflects your value back at you so you can see it for yourself. These special people in your network are the ones who see your potential when you become blind to it. They're the ones who straighten your crown without making a song and dance about it being crooked in the first place. This is where the growth mindset for all of us becomes invaluable. Their willingness to be with you on your journey enables you to access your inner advocate, that part of you who is ballsier, more gutsy and more positively rebellious than the you we may see on a daily basis. I've not found a suitable definition for an inner advocate, so here's mine that I shared way back in episode 29. Your inner advocate is a subpersonality that encourages, supports and guides you as you take your authentic place in this world. with a growth mindset, it holds you to account and keeps you on purpose, leaving you no place to play small. It has your back and is vigilant in looking for opportunities, possibilities, and win-win situations. Who wouldn't want to have access to that part of themselves? I show people how to access their inner advocate during the early stages of the Frustrated to Flourishing program because it's such a powerful part of our personality. I am so grateful for my inner advocate, Goldie, a genderless being whose consistent message to me is that I can do anything I put my mind to and enjoy success at anything I choose and in my own unique way. Awesome. Thanks, Goldie. So how do I draw the threads of this powerful episode together? I recommend you stop measuring yourself against louder, faster, more competitive people. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be, with an array of fulfilling choices ahead of you that will enable you to flourish at a pace and in the direction that's right for you. Do open your eyes to them, though, as they're unlikely to land in your lap. Remember, rigid blueprints were never designed for human growth, so be intentional, be discerning, be selective. Your quiet unfolding is not a flaw, it's aligned with your unique strengths. Your unfolding is enabling growth that is sustainable, growth that feels fulfilling, and growth that has real impact. It really doesn't matter what others want. You're the only one you spend your whole life with and who takes stock at the end of your time here. So, take one step at a time that closes the gap between who you are now and who you want to be. Pick one change, one habit, one shift. Start small and stay with it. Honour your pace. For those ready to go deeper and change the script you're living, the Flip Your Limiting Beliefs course is the next natural step. Your goal isn't to change the world overnight. It's to grow in a way that you can sustain, celebrate, and feel proud of. After all, the only thing you can change is you and how you respond to the world around you. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, then please subscribe, rate us and leave a comment, because we know that helps other people find the podcast. And if other people find us, other introverts can flourish.
You are listening to an Intentional Media Production podcast.